Welcome to the second part of your presentation skills training. Now that you have planned and created your presentation, through this video we're going to get some great tips about how to present your presentations, because it's not just about what you say and the content, it's about how you're saying it as well. It's about your eye contact, your hand gestures and your general body language. So I'm going to show you how to use those things positively for maximum impact. The foundation to great presenting is the power stance. This is where you stand with your feet hip width apart, with your back straight and your shoulders back. This will allow you to talk with confidence and power. But what do you do if you're not talking? The audience are going to be looking at you, whether you're the one speaking or whether you're standing at the sides of the stage. So what happens if you look like this? Or this? This will draw attention away from the speaker and it may look like your team isn't interested. Much better if you look like this or this. Next, I'm going to talk about hand gestures. How you use your hands is really important because it has the potential to add passion to your presentation. So if you're making a really passionate point, having open arms can be really effective. Think about the hand gestures that you want to use in your presentation. Don't be wild and exaggerated. Don't stick your hands in your pockets. Just make sure that you're appropriate and open. Now I'm going to talk to you about voice. Your voice is your greatest asset. If you're speaking quietly like this, then no one will be able to hear what you're saying. And if you're speaking so fast that no one can keep up with what you're saying, that's no good either. In order to keep people's attention, they need to be able to hear you. So although it might feel a little unnatural at times, you need to speak to the person right at the back of the room because they want to hear you too. You also need to speak slowly so people can follow you, and pause. If you're making a really important point but you don't stop for pausing before you move on, you don't allow time for your audience to let it sink in. So pause, let it sink in, then move on. It will give you more time to think too. So the points to remember are to speak loudly, measure your pace, and pause for maximum impact. Finally, I'm going to talk about an aspect of presenting that many people have a problem with: eye contact. Now, I'm sure many of you have seen presentations where the person talking has great things to say, but instead of looking at you, they're looking up at the sky, or even worse, down at the floor. So I'm going to give you some simple tips about how to use eye contact well. When you're presenting, imagine that the room is divided into four. Start by looking at the top corner of one side of the room, then move across to the other top corner, then look straight ahead on that side, and finally straight ahead on the opposite side. So when you're presenting, take your time and present to each area of the room. This way you'll be making eye contact with the whole room. Another great tip is to look just above the heads of the back row of the audience. Although you won't be looking into anyone's eyes, it will make you look straight ahead. So all of these techniques show confidence and passion, and they take your presentation from here to here. So now I'm going to ask you to pause the video and just make some notes on those delivery tips in your course books. So to recap, you need a power stance, standing tall and straight with your feet hip width apart, a loud, clear voice, speaking a little louder than feels natural, and pause, open hand gestures, using hand gestures to give power to what you're saying, and eye contact. Look at the whole of your audience and try looking into the four corners of the room. You can use the rest of this lesson to practice your presentations using these delivery tips. Perhaps try to focus on one at a time rather than trying to remember all of them at once. Remember, practice makes perfect. so you might need to dedicate some more time to this outside of class. And you can refer back to your course book for a final checklist to make sure that you have included everything you need. Good luck! We look forward to seeing your presentations.